Get some stuff on my mind, and I decided to do a video. So I guess I'm like vlogging or something. But anyway, all right, three subjects, I think. Three things, maybe three. Anyway, so a while back, this Billy Bowman guy, Bally Bowman, did a video saying, I'm unsubbing from you, you're a shithead, blah, blah, blah. But he wouldn't say those words, because this isn't like nasty, bad words. I might have done a response to it, but I just saw it again, and his critique of me, and I really didn't like what he said, because, he said somehow, if a democracy makes a decision, then he can call that decision fascism at some point. It's no longer, it's not a democratic decision. Even though 75% of the people say it, it's not democratic. And it's like, no, democracy is a process. All right, you either invest in it or you don't. You either say, okay, I'll have a process where we make the argument and then we vote on it. And, you don't like the results, you lose the argument. Well, whose fault is that but your own? You couldn't make the convincing argument. So if 75% of the people decide that we're going to force everybody to get vaccinated against some microbe that's threatening the human race, and the 25% don't like it because they have some conspiracy theory, well, that's their tough luck. That's the price of democracy. And either invest in it or you don't. But it's stupid to say, oh, I'm going to conditionally be democratic. And I'm personally going to decide when I like it or don't like it. Because if everybody does that, then you're fucked anyway. So, it's just a stupid argument. And he made it against the virtual reality thing because I had made the premise that there's no point in doing virtual reality if you're going to leave the same problem out there. The whole point of virtual reality is to fix a broken system, a broken machine. So I'll use this analogy. So let's analogize the human race as an engine. And let's say it's an engine that's dirty, it's inefficient, it's just running horribly, okay, creating this horrible black smoke, horribly inefficient, terribly broken. Now, would I fix the problem of the pollution it's creating, of the noise, of the waste that it's creating, by creating another engine next to it that's not polluting, not making noise, not degrading the environment, not inefficiently using resources? Now, would that fix the broken machine? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't do a goddamn fucking thing about the broken machine. It wouldn't do anything about the pollution. It wouldn't do anything about the wasted resources. So there'd be no fucking point in doing it then. And that was my point about virtual reality. The whole point of doing it is to minimize the losses that exist in this system and minimize the exploitation, the abuses from our excess consumption, which is just the very nature of our biology and our psychology is excess. It's just the way we've been built because nature has built into it kind of, anyway, because of its own ignorance, an assumption that we would never acquire the power to split the earth in two and hurl it into the fucking sun. Alright, so it doesn't have a constituency against our fucking intelligence, us being smarter than it. And so we have been made to be consumers to the point of excess. That's sort of how our biology works even. We're capable of having more children than our sustainable population can be maintained because we can save more of them than nature had anticipated for or balanced against by killing them off in the past. So whatever. So I'll still defend the premise that if I can get 75% of people to believe in something, I haven't committed an act of fascism, you dumb fuck. What I've done is argued and won the fucking argument. Alright, you want to call that fucking fascism, then you're an asshole, an idiot, and you're just fucking unfair. Alright, it is bullshit to say that somebody who's advocating an argument, advocating a goddamn vote, is somehow a fascist. That's just an idiotic, unfair argument. So fuck you. Retrospectively, a month later. But anyway, alright, the second point. Comments, argument, this whole thing that goes on here on YouTube. Yeah, I'm deleting half the comments to the videos. And it's like, what the fuck? Why don't I just stop having comments, alright? Is it really worth the trouble? I don't like reading this shit. There's like 3 or 4 pieces of gold, and the rest of it is just diarrhea poured on top of it. And so what's the fucking point? Do I really want to go through the work? Do I want to have to make the decisions? Do I want any of the bullshit? I like the idea of learning something from you assholes if that's possible, but it's not really worth this price I'm having to pay for it. So I'm not blaming you people that make good comments. I'm just saying this atmosphere where I have to read and endure the shit and say, oh, fuck that. I mean, I'm not going to waste my time arguing that stupid point. It is so fucking stupid. I mean, why should I waste my time having to argue, type, retype the video I just fucking made? I mean, I make 10-minute fucking videos and people don't seem to understand what they are. And then they comment on one video about what I said 16 videos ago, which I rephrased in another video since then. So these assholes who keep complaining that I never admit I'm wrong. No, I correct my mistakes. I corrected some fucking mistakes, and then assholes are going to argue the old fucking argument. I mean, it's just bullshit. Okay, so let's go through this vegetarian meat-eating thing one more fucking time for you idiots. All right? My point is that we are, for the majority of our existence as whatever you want to call them, tree livers, primates, little tree beasties, we were vegetarian, just like the rest of the motherfucking primates. Substantially vegetarian. All right? That's our biology. That's what we've been built to do. All right. We acquired, whenever, 1,000,000 years ago, whenever the number is, an ability to control fire. Fire, yes, fire. You can use fire to degrade meat into something, okay, something that to us smells and tastes and has the capitalizes on our favorable disposition towards carbohydrates. Okay, it makes the molecules smaller, it makes them more fragrant, it makes them more appealing to our senses, because they ends up mimicking what we do really like, which are carbohydrates, goddamn motherfucking fruits and vegetables and such, you idiots. All right. So look, our native biology is basically vegetarian. Okay, so now over this period of 1,000,000 years, mostly in the last 70,000 years, where we really were able to control fire, we've introduced more and more meat into our diet, because we've exploited more ranges of environments, and we've been able to control environments. But that's all it's about. It's about the fact that we gained power, and with that power we can manipulate the fucking environment, and we didn't have the ethics to say, no, I'm not going to brutalize another sentient creature and rip its skin off and chew its flesh. Okay, we weren't smart enough not to do that, just as we weren't smart enough not to enslave our own goddamn human race. Okay, we were fucking unethical, immoral assholes, and so we started incorporating this into our diet. But we certainly haven't evolved to eat raw meat. We haven't evolved even to be necessarily dependent on cooked meat. There's no substantial evolution. We can live without it. Goddamn laboratory animals can live on goddamn sugar cane perfectly fine, because that's what our goddamn cells metabolize, is fucking sugar. All right? So anyway, enough of this fucking argument. I'm not going over this shit over and over and over again. You meat eaters are just contriving a dependency, contriving an excuse to continue your exploitation. You are basically arguing that there's some kind of native, natural, insistence that you commit this violence against other living things to satisfy your needs, and it's a garbage bullshit argument. There is no necessity by biology. There's no tradition you need to live up to that isn't brief in human history, in life history terms. And even if it were, it wouldn't matter, because you're smart enough now to know that if you can do without it, there's no necessity that you could just do with fucking out it. All right? It's just not that hard to say, no, I'm not going to do that because I don't have to do that. But you want to keep making an excuse for your addiction. So fuck you, fuck the argument. All right, only got the third one was almost like I was going to actually ask a question on YouTube, but I don't know whether I'm just going to suspend comments, so it's no point really asking it, unless you want to make a video. But no one makes goddamn videos, so it's almost pointless to say. But anyway, I'm just curious about this. I was thinking about gravity today, and how, like, when you shoot something towards another body that has gravity, like the moon, and it is accelerated by gravity pulling on the object towards itself, and so that adds acceleration, speed to the mass, to the body that's being affected, and then that body isn't captured but shoots again out from the gravitational pull. It gains energy. So it now, when the arrival energy it had is different than its exiting energy. It has gained speed, and so it has the same mass. It's gained speed, so overall it has gained energy. It has taken energy from something. And I just found that a weird concept, as I'm saying, where did the transfer take place? How did the transfer take place? What did the gravitational body sacrifice in terms of energy to give it to that other body that gained the energy? And I just found that one curious, because I really hadn't thought that through. But how is gravity, or the gravitational pull of a body, degraded when something accelerates through its gravitational field? It's just an interesting question.